The following is a presentation of The Day.
If it looks like it's still sunny and shining brightly over the campus of Waterford High School, it's because that's what happens when you're 7-0 heading into November. The latest in the season that a Waterford Lancer team has been undefeated in at least 50 years. And tonight, it doesn't get any easier as the 6-1 Windham Whippets come to Waterford to take on those undefeated Lancers. Two physical teams ready to get after it, and all the action is live on Game Day. Game Day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. Gear up for game day with a winning smile from Waterford Dental Health. Located in Waterford, we're your go-to for top-notch dental care in a relaxed, friendly setting. Whether you need a routine checkup, a cosmetic boost, advanced treatment, our experienced team has you covered. So enjoy the game with confidence and comfort. Schedule your appointment today. Waterford Dental Health, where your smile is our top priority. Also by Philomena's. It's always game day at Philomena's, southeastern Connecticut's go-to destination for events, fine food, and great atmosphere. All new menu, always a great venue. New brunch, wing, drink specials, live music. You want to watch college or pro football? Go to Philomena's. Mike and Sarah will always be there to greet you because everyone's family at Philomena's. Casey O'Neill along with the coach, Pasta Sanabria, and you look at it as the captain's head there. This Waterford team is 7-0, and one of the things that seems to have maybe gotten forgotten is that guy right there, number 1, Brady Sutman, walking onto the field with the captains before this game, one of the, or perhaps the premier running back coming into the year. Ever since week 1, he's been out injured, and yet this Waterford team has found a way to thrive behind physicality, tough defense, and that guy right there, Seth Nolda.
Amen. The resiliency of this team from 3 years ago, seeing them at a young group trying to learn to get over the top, for where they're at right now, it's really good to see the program and the coaches do a great job with this program.
Number 7, Jax Higgins. Coach Nolda says he is the best leader he has ever had on a team. He is coming close to 50 touchdowns in his career between the air and on the ground, and his leadership has propelled them. You know, when you talk Windham, you talk leadership as well, and it starts with senior linebacker, offensive lineman Malachi Fowler, and Asael Garcia Rodriguez. And Asael, we saw him against Stonington. He is a bruiser. He has been banged up. So is Fowler. This Windham team is thin. Yes. They don't have the bodies. They play old Iron Man football. And they are going to bang and grind till the very end. And if there is a team who's relies on pure toughness, that's right, it's this Windham Whippet team.
This Windham Whippet team is a tough team, and they've been resilient throughout the year. It's great to see these two teams where they came from and where they're at right now. Tonight, we're going to see who goes over the top and continues the progress to get into playoffs and a top seed.
Love being here at Waterford. Tim Fioravanti's got the Waterford band ready to go. To our right, the student section of Lancer Nation is available. To our left, the cheerleaders in their fabulous sweatshirts and uniforms down below. And we're going to have kickoff right after the national anthem.
Please rise and remove your caps as we honor our country and those who protect us with the playing of our national anthem by the Lancer Band.
Awesome game here.
when you look at these two teams, Coach, one of the things that stands out is the strength of schedule, and it's shown in the fact that Waterford at 7-0 is the third-ranked team in Class SS, and Windham at 6-1 is the second-ranked team in Class SS. And that's because Windham has played a really difficult schedule. Starting right off the bat with Notre Dame Prep, they've played New London, Griswold, Stonington, Ledyard, all teams with winning records. Fitch right at 500. The only team that they've played that's below 500 is Woodstock Academy.
That's it.
On the other side, Waterford, outside of Ledyard and Griswold, has not played a team with above 500 record. Waterford, we said last week, against Griswold would be the first. They had 4 games with Ledyard, then Griswold, Windham, and NFA. They survived Ledyard. They survived Griswold. Now it's Windham NFA.
Definitely.
Windham will receive the ball first. Nice kick on a line taken at the 15-yard line. And heading up with the football was Torres Mori, and it'll be Whippet's ball, 1st and 10, just on the 25-yard line.
It's good to see these two styles of offenses that are unique in itself come out and produce so many points. I'm hoping both defense could find a plan to handle that tonight.
Francisco Alvarado, the quarterback, the sophomore. First down. Nothing there, and we're going to get a flag. I think that's going to be a face mask against the Lancers. They got through and got the runner, who was Darian Jenkins, but I think they got a piece of face mask on Jenkins as well.
Hey, that defensive energy has to be going for 4 quarters, especially when you're doing with a wing T offense that's designed to deceive you. And so you have to be disciplined but aggressive, and hopefully that'll be on Waterford's side. But right now, this penalty puts them in a little bit of a hole.
15-yard penalty on first down will give them a first down and move the chains. Ball will go up to the 40-yard line. Alvarado will have Garcia Rodriguez and Jenkins. Handoff, Garcia Rodriguez, nice hole off of left tackle, and the big fullback bangs his way forward for about 7.
Yeah, he's the ground and pound assassin that I've seen this year, alongside the Killingley running backs, Thunder and Lightning. I think that this young man has shown a lot of dynamic power that he brings both sides of the ball that can make a defense psychologically kind of give in. But again, Waterford's got some experience and toughness, and they've been doing a real good job this year.
We're going to talk, you mentioned the word toughness. We're going to talk a little bit about the evolution of Waterford from a physical standpoint.
Yes, indeed. 2nd
down and 4. Alvarado. Handoff again to Garcia Rodriguez, and a nice stop by Waterford and their number 1 guy we're going to call all night, Porter Watson.
Yeah.
But there's a good example, right? 2 runs, first down, move the chains.
That's it.
It's not always glamorous on the Windham side of things, but it is effective, and it's called grinding it out for a reason.
Yeah. Finding where they could attack that defense with those loopholes, especially the angle blocking system that you see in this offense, it's going to be effective.
Alvarado takes his time, and we got some movement on the end for Windham.
A little jitter by number 34.
DeJesus moved early.
Yeah.
So for any number of years, Waterford's had a good football program for a number of years now. But when Seth Nolda took over 4 years ago, his mandate was to make this team tougher and more physical, because the knock on Waterford was a lack of physicality.
Right.
Nice hole, getting back the penalty yards on first down is Garcia Rodriguez. This Waterford team has been more physical than past Waterford teams. He said that off the record, kind of like, hey, we may not run the ball we may not throw the ball for 4 weeks. We need to establish that line. And this is the kind of game where that line is going to have to be there, both sides of the ball.
So true.
Jenkins, about 2 yards as he turns it upfield on that little sweep off the right tackle, but not much there again. So now, this is the down and distance Waterford's defense really thrives on, right? This is where they can attack. You're not feeling that threatened by Windham on a 3rd and long.
Yeah, it's good pressure. Things that we know with the wing T offense, bootlegs, some small passes, they could be effective. But again, this is favoring right now Waterford.
This is where Alvarado can do damage with his legs as well. The quarterback, only a sophomore though, very gutsy, and we know that he can make plays. Fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, cuts it inside, makes one man miss. He'll be short of the first down as he was wrapped up by Higgins. and he's going to be short by, looks like 3. So 4th and 3. We'll see what Windham chooses to do.
Yeah, I remember the first time we started to commentate together, and we seen this program, how it started off. We were saying that they didn't have it. And then that following year, they were just almost there, but they couldn't finish. And now we see a team that's got that process and that got that ability to do so.
It looks like Windham's going to go for it here on 4th and 3. They're in Lancer territory at the 43-yard line. Snap, handoff, Garcia Rodriguez. They wrap him up short, and I don't think he's going to get there.
Looks like he'll be short, as the line judge saying no way.
And credit their big guy, Barnhill, Donato Barnhill. This Waterford line has a huge ceiling, and Barnhill's a great example. He is as big as they come. He's athletic.
Yeah.
But the knock on him from the coaches was, we need max effort, and we need you to get tougher.
Yep.
Every week, he's getting better and better, showing that toughness. And right there, a huge 4th down stop.
That's the key. Confidence is the key in that situation. That young man is progressing every time he gets out there in the field.
Waterford will have the football. Higgins will operate from the shotgun on 1st down. Low snap, but he handles it, picks it up, and he's going to turn something out of this thing. There's the wheels. Higgins crosses the 30, and guess what? He gone! Jax Higgins turns a broken play into a broken heart for Windham. 6-0 Lancers.
Talk about clutch, confidence, and leadership in the back, because he would have been scattered back, it would have messed up. But the line maintained their blocks, and that hole was right there. He took off. What a fast young man to just accelerate right past that wave. Awesome.
Though sometimes broken plays are the hardest to defend. You don't know what's going on. Do you they overcommit? But you hit it on the head. The line didn't stop blocking, and that hole up the middle, once he got into the second level, it was just a foot race. He never got touched.
That's why I love being a lineman. Those things, when we know, we snap, we move, we're going to continue to do it to protect our back, and guess what? 6 points.
Waterford will go for 2. Higgins from the shotgun will throw. Corner of the end zone, up for grabs, and it's caught in the corner of the end zone. 2-point conversion is good. Parker Spencer, his favorite target, and that's a heck of a start for the Lancers. They're up 8-0.
That's what they wanted to do. They wanted to gear in, set the tone in their hometown, and they've established it. Great job.
Let's look at the broken play here.
Take it
The
away,
low
Casey.
snap. First thing, handling it, right?
Yes.
And then right here, foot race. No one touches him. He went untouched because he just outran everybody.
He just outran. Once he saw the open side, and we've seen that the week before when he was playing against Ledger, as soon as he gets to the outside third, that number area, he becomes a sprinter and then fly all the way through the end zone.
We see so many kids on that low snap either just fall on it, go to a knee to pick it up, which downs it right there, or picks it up with their head down. He picked it up with his head up.
And knees bent, like a baseball player, took it away.
Ready to go. Line drive again taken by Torres Mori. This time he crosses the 35-yard line, crosses the 40 to the 42. So good field position for Windham. Now, for a lot of teams, that would have been a haymaker that just knocked them to the canvas. I don't know that we've seen a more resilient team over the past few years than Windham. I don't know that they've ever been rattled. We saw them against Stonington with that way, the week 1. That's why last week's loss to Fitch was so uncharacteristic for them, because they find every way to win close games.
Those coaches do a great job. Coach Pros and his staff find a way to get to those kids' hearts to make sure that the purpose is right there. And so I don't think these guys are going to give in at all. They'll do a good drive here.
Alvarado, handoff, big hole, and a gain of almost 9 on 1st down. Torres Mori with the carry, and that is a big, bonus. That's a freshman. That's the next one up, right?
That's the next one up. Yeah, the numbers are low, but the quality is strong there, and that's what Coach Pros always says. We're developing quality children to kind of go out there and commit to the lessons of the simple game of football, and when they get geared in, they're a very tough team to beat.
Torres goes split left. 2nd and short for the Whippets. Motion man is Torres Mori. Jenkins instead gets it, and Jenkins is in the open, and Jenkins shows some speed, cuts it back to the middle. You said Windham would have a good drive. Woo! How about a touchdown, Darian Jenkins? Wyndham says, hey, Rocky, you got a cross? I got a cross.
That's the thing about this game with toughness. When two tough teams challenge each other like they're doing right now, who's going to be the first one to give in? Well, Windham didn't say anything. They just went and replied with 6 points.
Here's what I love so very much. We'll wait for the extra point. And I'm going to talk about what I love so very, very much about high school football. We're going to talk about it right after this play from Windham. They're going to down 8-6. We're not even. I mean, what are we, 20 seconds in?
That's it. 20 seconds in, brother. They're flying around.
We're 20 seconds into the game. That can't be right. So Windham will go for 2 as well. Same formation that we just saw. Alvarado keeps it, stutter steps. Waterford does a great job, gets him behind the line. And in a game like this, those conversions ultimately could be what matters most. It's 8-6 Waterford.
That's right, definitely critical.
Let's take a look at how Windham ties it up. Watch the burst from Jenkins once he gets through the initial line of contact.
There's that old backside counter play, which is a trap on a long distance that gets that defensive end to stand up. Wide open inside gap, touchdown run.
He got Parker Spencer to overcommit a little bit. Spencer was a little bit outside of where he should have been. I mean, maybe a step, but that's all it is. And once he got cut up inside, you can't catch that speed.
It's speed and angle. Also making sure that when you read your keys, commit to them, because the wing T is deceptive and it tries to get you to lure out. So a foot away, right, left. You know how it is in the game of football. Football's a game of inches, brother.
We saw Windham drop 30-something points against New London, and they rolled into Stonington, and we said this game has a chance to be 42-40.
Exactly.
And it was like 12-6.
Very chess defensive chess game, right?
This is the best defensive team we've seen from Waterford. They're giving up 10 points a game. Windham, best defensive team, giving up 10 points a game, and we got 8-6 in the first. I mean, it's just
explosive. We should sit back and wait and announce it, right?
I didn't know if we'd have 2 touchdowns the entire game. The squib kick is downed by Waterford Spencer, and we'll have the ball at the 35-yard line. So about exactly the same field position that they had it at when Higgins busted the long touchdown run.
You know, Case, one of the things that we see this type of season as a coach, when I was like, you don't have just one film on Waterford or one film on Windham. These guys have collectively gathered some information, and now they got some kind of concept that the defense being great may have a little opening. So this is what's great about this kind of football, with 2 great teams showing it and the coaching staff preparing for a game like this.
Well, I can tell you that Malachi Fowler, middle linebacker, number 51, took the Higgins touchdown personally, because that's he believes he owns the middle of that field. First down, Higgins from the shotgun. Motion man across, Lombardi. Another bad snap, but this time Windham flies to the football and a loss of 3.
Yeah, that home run that they gave up, it seems like the coaches and those players took it really, heart to heart right now, and they're playing that defense. But again, when you have a team that only has a certain amount of number of players, the elite 11 they say in their town, or just those quality players, those guys are in sync. And that's going to build that energy right back. And that's that brotherhood that we talk about in football that makes it an advantage.
So 2nd and 14 or 15. Higgins from the shotgun. Keeps it himself, breaks one tackle, and then goes right over the top of Zaire Wilson and gets back the original lost yardage and about 3 more. So it'll bring up a 3rd and a long but manageable 8.
Yeah, he's making a statement. We heard that hit and that plastic collide from way up here.
3rd and long for Waterford isn't as dangerous as 3rd and long for Windham. Higgins, is the primary runner for Waterford, but he can throw the ball as well, and the weapons they have with Lombardi and Spencer and Mason Nossery, they got guys who can absolutely fly out at the wideout position. Rassicott is the back with Higgins. Snap is low. Higgins rolls right, looking to throw. Pressured, steps away, tries to throw it, gets it away, and we're going to get a flag on Malachi Fowler. I believe they're going to call him for a penalty. Either they feel horse collar.
It looked like a jersey there, and the strength of these boys, he yanked them back. I know they're trying to complain about that, but again, when the referee sees that kind of a throw and he doesn't have that angle, they're going to have to make that call, and it looks like it was a horse collar call. But boy, it was strong, one-handed grab, kind of like a Deacon Jones moment right there.
Well, Fowler,
he's trying to explain himself again. I just grabbed the jersey, sir.
Check the penalty. It was not in fact against Fowler. It was Garcia
Big 4-4
Rodriguez.
there, Casey.
the other of the two middle linebackers.
Yeah, yeah.
But, when you got guys flying to the football like those two.
Yeah, it's intense.
So first down, handoff, Rassicott, nothing there. Middle of the Windham line, stout on first down, no gain.
Great energy from both teams.
Fowler is slow to get up at the bottom of the piles. He was the first one there, and that's not a good sign
Not a good
for
sign
Windham.
for Fowler to be like that. But his toughness will gear in, and I know he don't want to get taken out at all. He'll stay there.
Well, I can tell you right now, there's no way he comes off the field. I mean, so this is one of those. But Waterford, you're going to see them speed up here soon
Yep.
to try to get those Windham players to keep moving. Spencer in motion. Higgins keeps it himself. Nice gain on second down. It'll bring up a 3rd and short, 3rd and 3, let's call it, manageable. Nice run from Higgins.
No, I love that call because, when you have like Fowler limping like that, people will run away from him. No, stay with it. Go right downhill because that takes that challenge away.
3rd down and a long 3. Higgins trying to draw him off on a hard count. Now he looks over to the sideline, changes the play, calls it out. Higgins gives it to Rassicott. That'll be right at the first down marker. I think that's going to be enough to move the chains. Let's see if they good. Check that. That's Omar Hernandez, the other of the two backs.
Tell you, these jersey numbers nowadays. Before back then, it was so bright and visible. Unless we're getting old, Case, I don't know. It was hard to find those numbers.
Well, they rotate 34 and 35. Omar Hernandez and Jacob Rassicott as the two backs.
Yeah.
And so I had a 50-50 chance.
Yeah, you did good, though.
I flipped a coin. But they will move the chains. First down, Waterford at the 38-yard line. Motion, Lombardi across the formation, out wide. Higgins keeps it himself and is going to run right. Higgins puts his head down. All right, the message to be physical.
I love that kid.
The message to be physical clearly received.
That's right.
That's the quarterback setting the tone to be physical.
We always tell our quarterback, slide, go out there. But when you have a heart like him, you don't want to really change anything. Run and play the game of football. And again, he wants to make a statement. He said it before.
2nd and 2. Higgins going to throw. Deep ball. Has a man. And it's incomplete. Just off the hands of Lombardi. Well defended by Torres. I don't know if Torres got a piece of it, but I think he definitely got in the vision path of Lombardi.
Definitely looked like he got a glimpse, and sometimes it's very hard for a receiver that once you see that ball coming, someone coming in front could just adjust that much. And, man, instead of 6 points, we're now 3rd down.
Definitely a play to take a shot, though, right? 3rd and 2. She still got 3rd and manageable. That's a classic take-a-shot situation. I would expect Higgins to keep the ball here on 3rd and 2. No, a little trap play, other side to Spencer. Big hole. First down. Waterford. Spencer inside the 10.
Great job.
1st and goal, Lancers. I love that little trap.
A great distribution with a motion game that you would think, hey, Higgins going to keep the ball. But that little lineman coming across, kicking that end out, left that open hole right there for a good run. Good play calling right now by the coaching staff here.
Yeah, counters can be absolutely devastating when you're overcommitting and over-pursuing, which Windham did for Higgins. Higgins keeps it himself, and he's met right there, no gain. First one to him was Malachi Fowler.
2-point takedown on that one, brother.
Yeah, Fowler. So before the game, Higgins was on the field, and Coach Nolda, you see some coaches getting their kids, they're very vocal.
Yes.
Coach Nolda doesn't say anything.
No.
Because he's got a leader out there, and he lets Higgins take over and do that. And what Higgins kept saying was, from the first whistle, we have to hit. We have to hit them. We have to hit them. We have to go after them. And you can see he's practicing what he was preaching.
Yep.
Handoff, and Fowler slams him to the ground. Rassicott.
Wow, Fowler is unbelievable when you look at the passion of that young man shooting through the gap and then the tackling technique and finishing off strong. Again, he's saying, Jack, you're doing it on that side, but I'm doing it on this side.
That's 100% right. You've got two great leaders who pride themselves on being the example for their team.
That's why I love football here in this kind of weather. It's good.
3rd down and goal. Ball is at the 7-yard line. Clock down to 2:48.6 Lancers. Higgins. Low snap again. Keeps it. Rolls right, pressured, throws, has a man, and it's just over the outstretched hands of Spencer. It'll be 4th down.
I'll tell you, if I'm the offensive line coach for Waterford, when that young center comes back, you got to calm him down and tell him, hey, get it together. We need those snaps to be more consistent, and I know you're going to be aggressive. So there's sometimes you have to be a little bit more relaxed and let that snap go through because, again, Jack can't be doing like that all the time.
Very disruptive to the offense. And I'm sitting next to one of the great centers in this area. I'm the father of a fine center as well.
Amen.
And, I don't think, other than quarterback, which gets all, I don't think people have any understanding of how important that exchange is. The crispness of a snap in the placement of a snap sets the tone for the timing of all of the offensive
You're
plays.
the one that starts it, and you're responsible for it as a lineman,
4th and goal. Lancers will go. Lombardi in motion. Higgins going to throw. And incomplete over the top of his intended target, Van Overloop. And Windham holds. Big hold there for the Whippets. They'll take over deep in their own territory, though, at the 7.
I'll tell you, there's a mismatch that tonight you got to keep an eye on because the size difference right there with Overloop and the young man, it's going to be something that will be a taking advantage down the road. So great job by the Whippets defense holding it down right now.
Waterford has looked very good on both of their offensive possessions. However, the key, hold them away from scoring. Windham bent, but they didn't break. Windham had the big touchdown on their second possession, but now they're deep in their own territory at the 7, and they're going to send 3 wide receivers out. Handoff, big hole, showing the toughness and the physicality is Garcia Rodriguez, and he has a 1st down on 1st down, and the Whippets will move the chains. That's how you get out of the shadow of your own end zone.
Yeah, and he ran like John Riggins right there. I love that he had great ball control, using his hands to push, but securing the ball, knowing that he had to gain yards working towards the outside. He's a smart runner, and that's that kind of passion that's going to make that offensive line say, let's give it to him, let's keep on churning. The energy of the Whippets is the brotherhood that they produce, and when they get solid, watch out.
Part Mike Allstott, part John Riggins.
Yes, sir. Perfect.
1st and 10. Ball at the 22. Jenkins bounces it back inside after a gain of 3. He is brought down inside by Van Overloop, and it'll be 2nd and 5.
The quarter now, since those first 2 touchdowns, has been flying. And again, I just love the way that these coaches have prepared for this game because these kids are executing things that we know has shown them to be where they're at right now.
2nd and 5. Windham starting to get a little flow offensively. 3-headed monster up till this point. Monster number 1 is that guy right there. Garcia Rodriguez moved the chains, 1st down. Alvarado, it's not fancy, right? But you got Jenkins' speed coming from one side. You've got the pounding of Garcia Rodriguez. The added element is Torres Mori, number 33, who showed them as a freshman that he can be a little bit of the tweener, right? He's physical like Garcia Rodriguez. He's fast like Jenkins, only a freshman. He gives them a little bit of both. And this 3-headed monster for Windham, very effective. 1st down Whippets, ball at the 36. Handoff on 1st down to Torres Mori, and he is stopped and spiked. Big hit from Bonowitz, and it's going to be 2nd and 6.
This is a physical game that we've seen maybe a couple of months back when the season started. It's warm, the weather's all right, but now we're getting those chills. It's going to drop a little bit. Those hits are going to feel. Who's going to be the first one to be like, I'm going to hold back on the next one? Seems like both teams don't want to give into it.
2nd and 6. Will Windham snap it before the end of the quarter as we're down to 10 seconds? And a bad double shift is going to draw a flag. 2 guys moved at once. Jenkins moved as well as DeJesus. So with 5 seconds, the Whippets will have their 2nd false start, and they'll be backed up to where they were originally. And I think now they'll let the clock run out. And they do. We're at the end of 1, an exciting start. Waterford 8, Windham 6. We'll be right back. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Here at Game Day, we're proud to bring you unrivaled video coverage of local high school sports, all of it free for you to watch. These videos are not free for us to produce, though. If you'd like to ensure that we can keep covering your school and your teams, there's a few ways that you can support us. Hit up our merch store and pick up some game day gear in your school colors. Our camera operators are always looking for those shirts and hoodies in the crowd, and you may see yourself on our next live stream. We get a lot of support from businesses in our community, and if you'd like to join them as a sponsor, send us a message and we can connect you with our advertising staff. Finally, The Day is the organization behind everything we do here at Game Day. If you want to support The Day's community journalism, consider a print or digital subscription at theday.com/subscribe.
As always, Lancer Nation is in the house. They are cheering on their undefeated 7-0 Waterford Lancers. They've got a 8-6 lead, but Windham has it at the 35-yard line, 2nd and 11 after a false start penalty backed them up 5 yards. Alvarado, Torres Mori in motion. Handoff goes to Garcia Rodriguez, and he stood up. Nothing there. It's going to bring up 3rd and long, and that is the down and distance. Waterford has been trying all night. We're only a quarter in, but that's the down and distance they've wanted.
That's one thing that Waterford Lancers have to do to get better, is get that defensive line to reestablish a new line of scrimmage 1 yard in so that they can destroy and disrupt that miscue that the Win T offense does.
Handoff. Getting to the outside and wrapped up immediately.
Nice pursuit, backside, number 55.
They went to Roberts on the outside, but
Lucas Bortz came off the
Morez
back
was
edge.
there, yeah. So the
Oh,
great Mike DeMoro sends to us the following, that Waterford is in fact without one of its leading tacklers tonight.
really?
Dijak, number 44,
Oh,
one of
wow.
their leading tacklers with a hand injury, so he's not in the game right now. And, you wouldn't know it, but that defense, that's a big component for them.
Definitely it is. Yeah.
So after Windham holds down at their own, at the 7, Waterford holds in the other direction. Windham will punt it away, and Windham looking to try to flip the field here. Snap was a floater. That's pressure coming. Gets it off, but the wind knocks that thing right down. Windham gets a decent bounce, but Waterford will have great field position up almost to midfield. So there was a lot going on there.
Yeah.
First of all, the snap was a floating snap.
Right.
So Alvarado had to rush, and then this wind, which is blowing into the face of Windham, knocked that thing right down.
Yeah, and that's the thing with Windham. Even though they have some great elite players playing both ways, with special teams you have to substitute players in there. That's where you could take advantage of them, and I guess they have some concerns. They can work on the outside edge and probably get a block on that if they keep on, pressuring that kind of energy there.
First down, Waterford. Lancers have it near midfield at the 48-yard line. Higgins operates from the shotgun. Broken play again as Higgins bumped into Spencer, and then Fowler bumped into Higgins. So 2nd and 11.
Mackenzie Vilche, the young man, went and made his read and then took off his read and went to make the tackle. That's great energy from that defense right there. As Windham knows, they got to secure that guy and not let him get in that second gear where he could take off.
So Dijak back in the game for Waterford. So Waterford, he's not ruled out.
That's all right.
Taped the hand injury up, back in the ball game, it appears. And a
What a
batted
play.
pass. Garcia Rodriguez batted that one down from the defensive end position, and Higgins looking over at the sideline. He had a man in the flat, and it's going to be 3rd and 13.
That young buck is like Formula 44D, the medicine that's making that defense special. Again, these guys are great young men, but the elusiveness on the field, you wouldn't even tell by the way they are, and you see them and the character. I just love the way they bring that to the field, and they play football in a way that we know it's championship status.
3rd and 13. What will Waterford dial up here? They have the wind. Will they take a shot? Higgins at the 40. Motion man across is Spencer. Higgins wants to throw. Over the middle on the slant, just low. Intended for Lombardi. It'll go incomplete, and I think Waterford will punt. With the wind, however, this is a good place to punt. They'll be looking to pin Windham back deep in their own territory. Higgins, who normally, if anything, overthrows the ball.
Yeah.
Kind of choked that one a little bit.
Or he does that, I call it the Brett Favre. He just throws these guns sometimes where the touch might be needed.
So Spencer will punt it away for Waterford, and he stands at his own 34-yard line. Low snap. He picks it up, gets away a good low line drive punt that bounces high in the air, and Jenkins fields at the 10-yard line. Jenkins tries to get to the outside and does, crosses the 30-yard line, 20-yard line to the 25. So they'll mark him out of bounds at the 23, and that's where Windham will have it. Almost a block in the back out there. The fans certainly weren't
Fans are feeling it right now tonight. I tell you, great atmosphere with our parents here, supportive and energetic, and also making some good calls back here.
So we saw first 2 plays of the game, it looked like we were going to have
an offensive gunning shootout, right?
UNLV basketball, and now the defensives have settled back into the ball.
Yeah, we've settled down right now for some great defense. You know me, I'm a defensive guy, so I love this stuff.
We always love it when the fans bring us pizzas here on game day.
That's right. So. 2 slices right here, brother.
Inside, handoff kept by, Alvarado kept it. He faked the handoff, got 6. That's something we haven't seen a lot of yet in the early going. I take it back.
Yes.
It was handed to Jenkins.
Yeah.
One thing we haven't seen, the difference between the 2 teams, right? Higgins, a threat to run it all the time.
Yep.
Alvarado, who we saw use his legs in huge situations against Stonington, thus has been content handing it off.
Just giving it up, dishing it up.
But Jenkins got, we'll call it 7, and it's 2nd and short. Jenkins goes out, handoff, Rodriguez-Garcia, and Garcia-Rodriguez, and he gets the first down.
Mommy will still be proud of you because you're saying it with flow with you, brother. In that situation, and I love what Windham does, sometimes they'll come with these orthodox styles, an unbalanced receiver to a tight end side, or motioning a guy out to see what happens to set up a basic trap play like that. You know, those are the things that I like about what Coach Prose does his program, is to utilize the traditional wing T system and then come in and use some dynamics that the players do well with.
November football is physical. It's the temperatures are dropping, teams are banged up. It's a gut check time all throughout. First down, Whippets. Handoff, Jenkins, he cuts it back inside, and that's a nice tackle inside, keeping him from breaking it any farther.
I think Jenkins should have done what that offensive play was supposed to be. It was that buck sweep tradition, getting to the outside, but he wanted to cut it up. Again, that's something that we still have to see what they're seeing, and hopefully coaches will correct that. Yeah, he had the outside wide open there, Case. He could have been flying.
No gain, 2nd and 10. Clock tick, 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 ticking. 8 minutes remaining here in the half. Of course, at halftime, you're going to want to stay tuned for the Grade 8, for the features on both Windham and Waterford, and for 3 pounds of pasta, America's favorite halftime segment. Alvarado's going to throw, has a man wide open, coming back to the ball, and we're going to get a flag for pass interference because coming back to the ball was Torres. Torres had Spencer beat. Spencer bit on the fake.
That's right.
Torres went right by him, but here's the thing. That ball's into the wind.
Yeah.
That's a tough throw for Alvarado into the wind.
As a defensive coach, I sit back and I complain a little bit, but the defender has to see the ball and make the play. If he would have turned around and shown body contact and seen that he made a play to the ball, the referee wouldn't have called that. But since he was shielding him off, and we know that's a penalty, that's what happened there. But again, this wind is a factor tonight. As Mother Nature is playing games with that ball, it looked like it was going to fly out, and it stopped midair.
So pass interference will move the ball up to the Windham 48-yard line, but that will have a first down. And the 2 offenses have one thing in common, which is the snap efficiency.
Yeah.
By being under center, Windham takes away a little bit of that anomaly. Handoff, big hole. Garcia Rodriguez crosses the Waterford 40 to the 38, and he has a first down. Baumgartner brings him down, but not until the Whippets are into Lancer territory.
I love the trap because it's so deceptive for a defensive lineman. When you want to be explosive and you go up the field and the guy's hitting you from the side and taking you out, that's an attitude that really kind of upsets you. 67 just ran out through his gloves, went right back in there. I know that he's got to make those adjustments because the trap is effective for the Whippets.
First down. Handoff right again to Garcia Rodriguez. He'll get 4, but they'll give credit to the Windham line. They're moving Waterford off the ball enough to where even first contact is 2 yards, 3 yards downfield.
This offense helps a team that has just low numbers because it's a very good angled system. So you're attacking not a person face-to-face where you have to grind and put all that energy out. You can attack an angle, have a shield system, allow the running backs to penetrate and cut through. So it does help them to keep that endurance throughout that game. When you have 44 in the backfield, boy, it looks really nice.
2nd and 7. There's the tee. Right behind Alvarado, right back to the well. Big hole and a big hit.
That's right.
Parker Spencer,
Woo!
big hit.
I
But
felt
not
those in the
until
bleachers.
Roberts had a first down. Add the 4th back into the mix. Roberts adding a little bit of a dimension to the Whippets.
Yeah, I love the T formation. It's something that you have to make sure your defense is balanced automatically. You really can't guess where you want them to go, and so it's a formation that you have to be disciplined to stop.
First down, Whippets. Ball just over the 30-yard line to the 29 of Waterford. Same formation now, going out wide is Torres. Hand off to Roberts again. Roberts with a nice hole off left tackle. He gets 8. Right now, Windham really having a nice flow offensively, moving the ball, and they're working that left side.
They got Skip, they got Scat, and Scadoodle all in one shot, brother. They had power coming in 44, then they mixing up with these speedsters on trap, on leads. This is really something unique.
Don't forget about Slam.
That's right.
Skip, Scat, and Scadoodle, but Slam is coming at you. They're running behind Fowler. Not a surprise.
Yeah, good brotherhood up in the front line there.
First down, and a flag comes in. False start against Windham. That's their 3rd offensive penalty, and now you can really feel the wind whipping.
Oh yeah.
If you look at the flag, the flag is blowing hard into the face of Windham now.
I'll tell you, this kind of game, when you feel it in your bones, I'm an offensive lineman, never allowed to have like these coaches stuff, but this is a cold game.
Oh, big hit.
Wow.
Garcia Rodriguez, and the big hit coming up. Give Barnhill credit for that one. Donato Barnhill, we said,
Donato, yeah.
If he can play every play,
right,
like that.
He's
high motor.
He's an ECC player.
He becomes a guy you need to game plan for.
And this is the kind of attitude we were talking about before, when Waterford would be like, oh, they're getting on us and we don't know what to do. We're waiting for somebody. The persistence of this defense is to go and make a play. And I love that energy that they have this year, and it's making it a challenging game right now for the Whippets.
3rd and long. Alvarado going to keep it himself. And a nice tackle by Higgins.
That's right.
Will keep him short of the first down. He's down at the 25-yard line. I got to think Windham goes for it here. It's going to be 4th and 5.
And that waggle play, Fowler is just trying to make sure he shielded him, didn't realize maybe if he would have gotten a goal call, he could have blocked. But again, Higgins' athleticism overall is outstanding. A very big play right here for the Whippets, brother.
4th and 5.
That's right.
One thing I like too is neither team's taking a timeout.
None of them, yeah.
Let's play football.
Let's keep on playing.
Let's get it out of here at 8 o'clock. 4th and 5. Big play for the Waterford defense. Alvarado wants to throw. Rolls right. Looking. He's going to keep it himself. Can he get the distance? No. He's chased out of bounds and pushed out of bounds short of the first down. And when you need a play on your defense, if you're Waterford, Porter Watson's the guy that's going to make it. He and Spencer are the speed guys to the outside. Waterford holds, and they'll have it first down.
I love something that the defensive backs did there. They were communicating on the routes, and as they did that, they didn't just jump on it to kind of stay on it. They rotated and switched. That made it difficult for the throw to be even made. Good old defense right there for the Waterford Lancers, brother. We never would expect to be talking about that all the time.
With 3:52 and the wind, Waterford goes to work. Higgins. Snap was a little wide, hands it off. Gain of 5 on the play by Omar Hernandez.
Yeah, everybody's worried about Higgins, so they're just looking at him. And when he gives that ball away, it gives a chance like Omar or Rassikat to kind of execute those plays with some positive yardage.
I like how the Waterford fullbacks, running backs run with the ball. Two hands holding on to it. And it's like, listen, we're going to get 5-6 yards, 7 if you want, but we're not going to cough this thing up. We will not be the reasons that we make a mistake.
It's a great job by the coaching staff keeping that as a positive.
Higgins throws into the flat, caught, nice move, dancing, first down. Lancers, you gotta be concerned of guys like Spencer. He's so good in the flat.
Yeah.
You know, those little guys sometimes with the shifty moves, he's a point guard. He breaks ankles on the football field and the basketball court. And that's a good example there. Easy catch and throw for Higgins, right?
Try to get the yaks right after that. That's yards after catches, people. Not getting sick there for the parents out there in football 101 world.
And in a lot of ways, that's a run. Almost that's a running play.
It is.
Waterford, first down. Higgins going to keep it himself, jumps through 2 potential tacklers before Alvarado brings him down after a short gain.
That shirt that he has under is totally ripped up. Reminds me of the longest yard, you know. Crew, is it Crew? He is playing like a gritty player of the past. I love this kind of style of football. His energy and his attitude has always been that mindset, and he's living to what he wanted to do this year.
Second down, 7 yards. Ball sits at the 40 of Waterford. Higgins fakes the handoff, gives it instead on the little counter to Spencer. Maybe a yard. I thought Waterford got away with a false start there. I thought Spencer was moving.
It was a little bit of a hiccup. Yeah. These referees are letting it happen, though, I say.
What we've seen a lot of have been the wide receivers going out on the bubble screens and starting upfield that half step, trying to cheat a little bit to get the moment. Not the guys catching the ball, but the ones that have to get upfield to block.
Get upfield to block, yeah.
Third down. Higgins keeps it himself, and a great defensive play there by the Whippets.
34 in the building. That young buck is fly right there, and he made a nice shoestring tackle.
To Jesus.
Yes, to Jesus.
He got Higgins by the ankle. Higgins pitched forward, but 4th and 5, and Spencer will punt. And both teams now defensively, after the first 2 touchdowns of the game occurred in what felt like the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
Forget blink and you miss it, wink and you miss it. And now the 2 defenses have settled in, and Spencer will punt it away, standing at his own 30-yard line. Snaps have been an issue for both teams. That one's low. He handles it well and hits a line drive base hit up the middle. And that will keep rolling all the way inside the 20-yard line. So crazy, crazy props to Parker Spencer right there, because he took a low snap, handled it, and got off an effective punt that never got more than 4 feet above the ground.
That's it. Line drive over the center's head.
I mean, I hate to say it, but it's lucky it didn't hit someone in the helmet.
Yeah, it could happen. I mean, we had that happen once where it hits the back of the lineman, and okay, now what do? We have bad field position. I honestly feel, Casey, that something's going to happen in special teams, as both offense and defense are really solid, but the special teams are just, I don't know. Waterford
long snapping is a real problem right now, and we already know that Windham's long snapping is a problem as well. So, first down, Windham at the 16-yard line. Alvarado changing the play, lets Garcia Rodriguez know what it is, because he's getting the football, and Higgins does a nice job turning it back inside, limiting the gain to 3. It'll be 2nd and 7, and I think Windham will be content to put this thing to bed. Waterford will get the ball to start the second half. They'll take at least that 8-6 lead into halftime, because I don't think Windham is really interested in trying to mount a drive. I think you'll see one more play, a running play, and if they pop something, so be it.
Never know.
2nd and 7. Handoff. Garcia Rodriguez, and what a hit. That, my friends, is your quarterback.
That is the tone. I mean, the frequency on that hit, we heard it here, it went by my skin. My friend over here was sitting back tapping my shoulder. Are you all right? He is an athlete and a half, and right now that young man is shaking a little bit. I hope he's okay, because that came out full force.
Well, when your quarterback sets the tone offensively and defensively with hits like that. That's why the team is undefeated and heading into halftime, 8-6 over Windham. Come on back and stick it. You're going to see the feature on Asael Garcia Rodriguez of Windham and of Porter Watson of Waterford, as well as the grade 8, and then everyone's favorite halftime segment, 3 pounds of pasta. Come on back. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Last year, defensively, we didn't really meet the expectations we wanted. We gave up at least 30 points a game, so coming this year we knew we wanted that to be different.
We knew we had to fix it up a little bit. We had to get a little more juice going on the defensive side of the ball. We had very high expectations as a staff of what this defense could do.
It's very personal for me because I feel like as the inside linebacker, I'm like the quarterback of the defense. So when a team goes up and scores, even like more than 2 touchdowns, I feel pretty offended. And it's, you know, no one wants that to happen, especially after such a bad season. You want to change that.
It wasn't like just one year where we all of a sudden were talking about what goals we wanted to have with these guys. You know, my first year was their freshman year. We sat down, we had expectations, goals we set, and these guys for the off season, they put in all that work to get there.
Oh yeah, I lift every day with Jax and Gabe. Spend every day in the weight room, and also this year we're lifting more during the season, conditioning more during the season, just trying to get better.
They made it a priority themselves, and you can just tell with the want that they have out there when they're playing. We're physical, we play fast, and these guys expect to win now.
I saw on the cross face-off and defensive midi. Face-off is one of the most physically demanding positions in lacrosse because in my mind it's like a wrestling match because you're always, every game, you're going against this other kid and you have to wrestle that ball out of their stick. And it really, the physicality in that game in lacrosse sort of transfers over to football for me. And I've played it since youth, so I feel like I brought it over with me.
So we're 7-0, it's been over 50 years. I think the last time we were 7-0 was 1973.
We don't want to slack. We don't want to let go. We want to keep pushing. We have tough opponents ahead. I know Windham's very skilled. NFA's pretty skilled. We just want to finish the season strong. We don't want to let up. We want to keep going hard.
These kids got a lot of heart, they got a lot of fire, they got a lot of pride in their community, and it's something we've said for a long time. I actually took that from Brian Crudden as well. You know, Brian always said, it only takes 11 to play, and I'll take 11 kids into battle any day. We've played a lot of teams, a lot of more kids on the sideline, but you know, our 11 kids go out there and they battle with anybody.
We start both sides. We condition a lot for it because we know that every year, like, we don't get that much numbers. We get like 30-something kids, so it takes a lot. But we're always ready for it. That don't really bother us.
Ossie, he's a true Windham guy. You know, he's been starting here since his freshman year. You know, he's our warrior. He plays fullback, carries the ball 25, 30 times a game. We expect that, and then we expect him to go over and play defensive end, and then we want him to kick field goals.
Actually, my first sport was soccer. When I came to high school, I had to pick between soccer and football.
He does the whole thing. He does everything we ask. It is a challenge. I'm not going to say I wouldn't like to have more kids to rotate in, but we make that known in the beginning, and we work hard to condition and get ready for 4 quarters of football.
Yeah, we take a lot of pride in our toughness. Toughness just comes from everywhere. Just practices, the town we live in. It's just, everything about it is just tough.
Ossie's he's a very aggressive football player. Actually, you know, like, we have to calm him down when the game starts. He's always ready to go. He's ready to, you know, go at it at any moment, and he loves the battle. And honestly, off the field, he's very shy, reserved, soft-spoken young man. It's almost complete opposites, to be honest. But once the whistle blows, Ossie's ready to go. I tell the kids now, you know, you got a bullseye. You know, people want to knock you off. You know, we could see it in the fire of the teams we play. You know, they're ready and fired up to play Windham. They want to knock us off. It happened last week. And we're not surprising people anymore. I mean, they expect a good battle when we go out there.
It doesn't really change anything. We just keep the same mindset every game. Just get better. We don't really focus on our record. We just try being better every week and winning games.
Jax Higgins is a leader that we haven't had in a long time. He takes complete control. Just the positivity that he brings. His play obviously answers the bell too, but just his overall leadership in the locker room, team room, the talks he gives, his complete mindset. He's quite a player for us.
When I was in first grade, I played in London football. I was a running back. Like 3rd week, I broke my arm. I was out for a little bit, and then I didn't play until my 5th grade year. Got a concussion at the end of the year. Parents didn't let me play until high school.
You know, his freshman year, he came in, he played for Flossmoor. He made a huge dedication, sacrifice in the off-season for his sophomore year. He gained a bunch of weight, hit the weight room.
I was very undersized. I wasn't this height, I wasn't this weight coming in my freshman year. I was short, I was always kind of insecure about it too. I was like 5'4", 125 pounds. And you know, I really started to take it seriously. Went from 125 to like 165 my sophomore year. Grew, played both sides of the ball my sophomore year. Noda afterwards talked to me, he said he wants me to step up and transition to quarterback.
For the quarterback position, we're looking at his character and what he brings to the table to pretty much get the keys to this program and take this into a different direction, and Jax has been the guy.
I never, ever thought I'd be the quarterback here. I remember being a kid in 7th grade watching the 2019 team. Started off 4-0, same thing. I just remember sitting behind the bleachers and throwing the footballs with my boys, and I had no idea this is where I'd be 5 years later, 6 years later.
Listen, he's one of the hardest workers out here, so when he practices what he preaches, it's very easy for him to get the buy-in from the other players, and everybody respects him. He's just a good kid all around, and so he's easy to follow, easy to respect.
I think it's my job as a captain and the quarterback to have energy and to have a voice on this team. And it kind of gets the guys going and gets the ball rolling. So I just think any way I can contribute to that, I'd gladly do it, and it's fun. You know what I mean? Who doesn't like being loud? Who doesn't like having fun playing football? Give me it out there! Oh yeah! I'll have like heartful conversations with them about how I'm feeling if we've had a bad practice or if we've had a good practice. Like, they're my brothers, I die for them. And you know, like, I'm gonna be vocal, I'm gonna have energy, it's just who I am.
Win on me, win on me! 1, 2, 3, win!
Malachi, he's a rock for us. He's been starting for 4 years now. He's been playing every down since his freshman year. So he's one of our own here in Windham. You know, I met Mally down, what was the street you lived on, Mally? I can't remember. Where'd I meet you down there? Next to Tony's Pizza when he was 8th grade. He told me, watch me, coach, I'm really fast. And so he did a little race for me, showed me how fast he was.
Yeah, we always came into high school games. You know, Barbosa, he was one of the best running backs in the state at the time. He's like top 10 in rushing. We loved to come watch them play. No matter if they were good or bad, they did have some bad seasons. They did have some really good seasons. It was a great culture, it was a great tradition.
Malachi Fowler, defending ECC champion, undefeated at 14-0.
I don't like wrestling. I hate it, actually. I really hate wrestling. Even though I'm really good at it, I really hate it. I hate it with a passion. You know, I hate going to practice. I hate it. But, you know, I like to win. I love to win. So I'm good at it. I'm going to do my best for it. I love practicing for Risley, winning for Risley. You know, that's the only reason why I go wrestle is for Coach Risley, you know. So I hate wrestling. I guess I learned that I got a lot in the tank because I hate it, you know, even though I hate it, you know, I do it. So I know that I like to win. That's what I learned. I like to win. I like to keep going. You know, I like to be tough. Even if I'm hurt, I'm going to keep going no matter what. You know, nobody's going to stop me. That's my mentality. Yeah, of course, I try to bring it to the football field. I try to bring it to my other teams that nobody can stop us. Nobody's going to outwork us.
Hit squad on 3, 1, 2, 3, hit squad!
I tell them, like, nobody's better than us. You know, that's the mentality we have to have. If you don't have that mentality, then there's no point playing sports.
We've never been a big team. You know, we're 35 strong every year. We're lucky if we get 40 kids. They're all from Willimantic and Windham. And, you know, it's a strong tradition here. We know we never get a lot of numbers. Kids play both ways. They play the whole game. And they're really proud to represent the town of Windham. We're always underdogs. It's kind of crazy how we get sort of, we won't say lack of respect, but we'll say lack of respect. We're considered underdogs every week. And the kids just love it. We kind of love the title. You know, just keep underestimating us. We're going to keep coming out. We're going to keep playing hard.
I don't think we're underdogs, but everybody else looks at it as underdogs. But I like that, though. You want to like underestimate us? That's fine. That's fine with me. You know, we take that as a personal challenge. You don't think we're as good, then that's fine. We're going to show you on the field, and we did. Like in London, they talking about they were going to drop 40. We was going to score 0. And look who ended up dropping 40. Expectation, man, we want to win a state championship. That's the expectation. That's always going to be the expectation, man, going in. Wrestling, too, we want to win a state championship as a team and by myself. You know, I want to win a state open. I want to win New England's. You know, I have a lot of high hopes for this season for wrestling and for football.
It's time for Game Day's Grade 8 Plays of the Week. At number 8, a Bacon Academy Zack Attack. Goalie Zach Carroll with not 1 but 2 PK saves in the first-round playoff win over Letchard. At number 7, the left foot of New London's Jorge Almendarez is lethal. Just ask Jonathan Law. Goal, Almendarez. At number 6, Ava Majewski of Waterford Volleyball. The libero, it's set point versus East Lyme, so you gotta leave it all on the floor. Not 1, not 2, but 3 set point saves for Majewski, keeping the Lancers alive. At number 5, Lily Gibson of East Lyme Field Hockey. After tying the ECC final in the 4th, the game winner over Stonington with under 2 minutes to play. Wave bye-bye. That's the winner. At number 4, Kagan Hurst, Plainfield football against Montville. Tipped passes are always dangerous, and this is why. Hurst breaks a tackle, gets a little daylight, and he senses the 6. And he gets there. He will not be denied. Touchdown, Plainfield. At number 3, Maddie Rybold of Valley Regional. The Olympico off the corner against Wheeler in the first round of the States. What a shot. Let's go down to the little guys. Chase Capalbo, the Griswold Juniors. You know, it seems like everybody can now do that. Oh, the one-hander. Look at him go up. What a play by Capalbo. But at number 1, your eyes are not deceiving you. Landon Lesage, Killingly Soccer, off of a screen from his own half of the field, 60-plus yards, a hop, and a goal. And those are your Grade 8 plays of the week. Send us your best plays and see if you can crack next week's Grade 8.
It's halftime, and Waterford has an 8-6 lead over Windham here at Waterford High School. It's time for everyone's favorite halftime segment, 3 pounds of pasta. It's where I get to ask the coach, Pasta Santabria, as well as Peter Wappy, anything I want regarding food, culture, life, anything at all. It doesn't make sense all the time, but we always have good answers. So, Pasta, pound number 1.
Give it to me, brother.
You know, I've been thinking a lot over the past few years about my mortality. I'm 53 years old.
53?
I was born in the first year of the 70s. I went to high school in the 80s. I went to college in the 90s. I got my first, I got my career in the 2000s. I had a son in the 2010s.
Check the box. Check it all the way down.
If you could only pick one decade for music.
For music?
Only one decade for fashion.
For fashion?
And only one decade for your circle of friends.
Okay.
What would you choose? You can choose 3 different decades, 1 for each.
70 for fashion. The most prolific, funkified, psychedelic mixture. Everybody had collar. Everybody was feeling good during that era, and what they wore was good. And the ladies were beautiful at the time with that era. So fashion was beautiful in the 70s.
Polyester was beautiful.
Yeah, and to me, I think the music transcended right on the late 80s. So I'm an 80s guy with music in all genres, but the social, I think, came from that 90 year when I was given the opportunity to realize I had a great family, a big family that was just not my core, but the community. So those 3 there kind of entail in that fashion.
All right, I would choose the now for fashion because what we wore then is popular now.
It's repetitive.
So you can wear anything you want now.
Except for the coaching bike shorts. They have been eliminated.
And my skids that I wore underneath my... For music, I'm a 90s guy because I think 90s hip-hop, 90s R&B, 90s alternative with Pearl Jam. And all. I think 90s is my go-to music.
Time right there.
Friendships, though, I'm going to say early 2000s when I just got out of, when I had my first real job and I had a work family and my friends from home. Good sweet spot.
Good sweet
for
spot
me.
around that time. You're right.
All right, that's your first pound of pasta.
Yummy.
Second pound of pasta. We were talking. It got me thinking. You're a center.
Yes, sir.
I mentioned my son's a center.
That's right.
So starting to get me thinking about the great centers.
Yeah.
So if Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Wayne Gretzky, and Stepnoski, okay, we're in a battle of the network stars.
Okay.
Who you got in the decathlon?
The decathlon?
Yeah.
Of everything? I don't know. Something about, and I was a young kid watching him. I admired him. Never liked the sport. We only had one play. We had like a school trip to Hartford to go watch him. Wayne Gretzky to me had a little bit of everything, and that made him, to me, the style of that. He could do a little bit of everything.
I think he might. I think as well. But something tells me Kareem was probably. It was probably
the only
really
thing
good.
is, I had to see Kareem like this, and with my sciatic nerve, by the time I finished watching him, I'm done. But you're right. He was Kung Fu artist #1. I mean,
correct.
Bruce Lee had his foot from here to like right here on the belly button, right? Woo!
So the debate lasts for the third pound of pasta, and this is where we're going to bring in Peter Wappy. The debate last week that I heard was who the greatest rapper turned actor was. And I have to think, I think there is one that is so far ahead of everybody else, it's almost like who do you think the second best one is?
Okay, let's see what we got.
Okay, so I'm going to say, who's the best rapper who became an actor?
I'm going to throw it out there because I think that it was really close, and then he started to peel away. I like Ice-T. That man knows what to do in Law and Order.
Ice-T's a good answer.
Yeah.
And he's in my top 5.
Yeah? I like LL too.
LL's in my top 5, just off of Deep
really?
Blue Sea, man. Just off of Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah.
Don't mess with
He
my
was
bird.
good. He's the only one that could smile and lick his lip. The girls be like, ah!
Peter Wappy, who's the best rapper turned actor?
Well, it was not Mark Wahlberg because he was not a rapper.
Oh,
that is correct.
Thank
I
you.
agree.
Thank you very much statistically.
Can I go Ice Cube?
I'm glad you said that because I think Ice Cube also,
good.
and I would say that Ice Cube has become, of all things, a comedic actor.
Comedic actor,
and he's hilarious.
Oh my God, he's great.
But
great. And he set the tone for LA.
You're forgetting one guy who I think is easy to forget, and that's Mos Def.
Mos Def, you're
Mos
right.
Def has been in a couple of really great
in
movies.
the David Chappelle series, he was in a couple
But there's
shows.
one guy, and he's the only guy that's won an Oscar.
Who's that?
Will Smith.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Will Smith. I mean, is there more? People forget he's a rapper.
You know, he had a great show. But remember, in the beginning of the show, he used to ad-lib and read the cue cards. So he had to practice to get there.
But this is a guy that played. This is a guy that played Muhammad Ali. Won an Oscar for that.
Yeah. What's the one with him crying like this at the end, crying like this? That was the same face I had when James graduated. I was like, I'm free.
He just won again for the King Henry.
Yeah.
Or whatever the
You're
Williams.
right. Will Smith was
He
always,
was the Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
He's been in a lot of great. I Am Legend, which is a really great movie.
That's awesome.
And he has one of the best rap songs of all time in Summertime.
Right, Summertime, yeah. And one of the best DJs with him, too. DJ
Jazzy Jeff, underrated. So
underrated, yeah.
Peter Wappy, I like the Ice Cube because I think that
you had me on that one,
irony is that Will Smith, who started off as a comedic actor, has become a great dramatic actor.
He had it all around.
And Ice Cube, who started off as a dramatic actor, has become a fabulous comedic actor.
Yeah.
But I will say,
he was always a good.
Yeah.
He always had comedy though too. Like,
yeah, he did.
He did.
I mean, as far back
with
as
Fridays.
Friday.
Yes.
That was the first one that came to
That
mind.
was the one I feel like he really turned. But remember, he had that classic with what's it called? The movie with oh my God, not South Central, but the other one, the original, where he was a gangster and his
he was
friend
in Boys
died.
in the Hood.
Boys in the
Boys
Hood.
in the Hood
Yeah,
with
that was
Cuba
very
Gooding Jr.
passionate movie, yeah.
That's the first one. He played Doughboy. That's the first. Yeah, this is you're in my world
that's
now.
Right.
This is
In
the
his world, brothers.
not underrated Menace to Society,
Menace to Society, yeah.
But that was a great one, Boys in the Hood. But let's not forget Ice Cube. You mentioned Friday, but he was in 21 Jump Street.
21 Jump Street.
Where he plays the police captain.
Wow.
And he's outstanding.
Outstanding. That's awesome.
So
who rounds out your top 5 there, Case?
So number 1 is Will Smith. Number 2 is Ice Cube, I think. Number 3 is Mos Def.
Yep.
Number 4, I think Ice-T is a very, very good answer. Number 5, I went back and forth with a bunch of, and you know what? You got some guys in bit parts, like T.I. was actually really good in some bit parts.
There were some beautiful sisters out there. Queen Latifah had a portion of
I was going to say Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah was amazing.
Great acting career.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say that I got yelled at already. So this is why I was going there. So thank you for that. I got yelled at because when I did this the first time, someone may have said to me, women rap too.
Yeah.
And there's actually a handful of really good women rappers. But Queen Latifah, if you want to slot her in the 2-3 spot, I got no problem with
right up in there. No doubt, man.
So there's your 3 pounds of pasta. As we head into the second half, Waterford will take the opening kick, and a kick dies at the 25-yard line. And Waterford will have good field position as they cross the 30. And they have the wind to start the third and a 2-point lead. So we'll see what Coach Nolda, and this is my favorite part of the football game, is the first drive or two of the second half where we see what adjustments both teams make. Now, the first thing I see is that for Windham, Isael Garcia-Rodriguez is on the field, number 44. He took that big hit at the end of the game. So that's the first thing that I see. The next thing I see is, will Waterford do anything different, or will they key on a certain area? First down, they hand the ball off, and churning, gain of 4 on first down. And, that's one thing that I think Waterford imparts. And so you see Hernandez getting off the pile. Hernandez and Rassicot are not, like I said, they're not home run guys. They're not even triple in the gap guys. They're getting you 3, 4, 5 yards. But it keeps the defense honest.
And the discipline of what they do is so similar that you don't know who's in, that when they could accelerate, that's where you see the difference of the two, the power and the speed.
Rassicot a little more of the power. Hernandez a little more of the speed. 4-yard gain. Higgins will keep it himself up the middle, and a nice tackle as they got low to make that tackle, because I think that's a self-preservation tackle.
Right.
Higgins was coming after him.
He was coming after him, and that's going to be sometimes the D-backs mentality. I'm going to cut him low because he is such a powerful upper guy,
Higgins, who has delivered 2 amazing hits running the football, and then the hit of the game defensively to end the half. Gets a first down there, and the chains will move. And Waterford, I think, will be very content. They'll be very content to take their time, go slow.
They have that ability.
And then I think they're going to speed up at opportune moments. Spencer, hit and driven back right at the line of scrimmage. No gain. Jenkins flew up there to make the tackle.
One of the things I always talk about when I watch film and break down film to pass on to my coaches is, at the end of a play, I stop it, and I see how many players of that defense is visible. And what I've seen here is that Windham, every time there's a run play, you see all hats go to the ball. And that's a great figure of defensive teaching, that when you have that mentality, you'll be able to make great plays like they're doing right now.
2nd and 9. This is where Higgins, so dangerous, multi-threat. Wanted to throw, keeps it himself. Now he throws it away over the middle of the field. And he was almost past the line of scrimmage. That was close. Interesting. What did you see there? Because I have an idea of what Higgins saw.
Well, what Higgins was seeing was a slant route and the defensive back dropping back. It should have been a quick throw. But again, he's getting pressure from different angles. With those guys in front and they're keeping their hands up, he might not be able to see it. So he had to run, and he said, oh, there he is. And he pooped it over there with a bullet. So that's the thing where he's got to work on toning himself down and being more relaxed in that pocket and making those plays. But that energy, you just got to let him play the game of football right now.
Officials timeout. There is something on the field. They're going to address that. So I think you're spot on, right? He wanted the slant, thought better of it, tucked it, but he runs the ball once he tucks it. So once he tucked it, the only reason he would throw that ball is if he thought he saw a guy emerging open. But here's what he does. So here's the dilemma. When you're rolling out of the pocket, you're taught to keep the ball up high so that you can get and make in throwing position. When you're in the middle of the field, you can't keep it like that because you have to tuck it. So once he made the decision to tuck it, to bring it all the way back into throwing motion, is why that pass sailed so high.
You see a lot of the players actually would do what's called a quick throw. What we got here? So it looks like an equipment.
There was a fluid on the field, is all we're going to say.
Someone let it go, brother.
We don't know. It could have been anyone. It could have been any number of things.
That's why they're hugging him over there from Windham. This is a game. Again, the energy. I always tell people don't understand these kids' synergy from the day they wake up and say, "I got a big game tonight." That belly must be grumbling. Those energies, and they're hydrating. And so when you play a game like that, and it happened to me a couple of times. Thank God I never touched the ball, but I would get this anxiety, and it comes out, and we move on.
Mike DeMoro confirms that was at one point the late afternoon snack of one of our players.
Some of these lunch ladies are happy that their food is out there.
Friday is pizza day.
It is pizza day. Amen. I had pizza yesterday. It was very delicious.
I haven't had pizza in a while.
You gotta try this infused pizza, pepperoni, and they try this Mike Honey hot sauce.
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Hot honey, good stuff.
Hot honey, good stuff there. You know.
All right, so I just want the cameras need to pick. This is great.
Yeah,
We've had a lot of pauses.
You got to get that camera in
We've
there.
had a lot
Look
of
at the
pauses,
team
but
player right
let's-
there. I
this
think that's
is-
the trainer or one of the young student athletes.
Clean up
That is
aisle 3.
Making America great with this energy and the devotion. That's
Clean
beautiful.
up on aisle 3.
Oh, yeah.
Who had corn?
Who had corn? Can't say that one. I'll tell you. That's, again, this is why we see these kind of players put it out there. That energy is going to happen. Yeah. I used to have baby Achita before a game. Just right as soon as the first play starts, I'd be like, and then, get myself in gear,
Well, you know what they we
got to give a shout out to the trainer.
Michelle,
God bless her.
Michelle Lafort, who
Yes.
is
Look at her.
one of our game day favorites, and she's got the
Awesome
the
job.
gloves are coming off.
And following the OSHA process to the T. God bless her. Good job.
That's the we're gonna get rid of that one. We're gonna
That's awesome.
put that away. That's hazardous waste.
That's right. The athletic director and a trainer. Teamwork makes the dream work. Back at you, buddy. Let's go for it.
Hazardous waste disposal. Higgins is going to throw. Pressured. Rolls out of the pocket. Sends it Parker Spencer deep. Throws and overshoots him. Good coverage by Alvarado. It'll be 4th down.
I don't know what this young man's going to do down the future. He's an athlete all around. We always see that. But, man, does he have some core values of how he rolls out, opposite shoulder throw, and drive it down the field like that, where if he has a prolific receiver in the college level, boy, he's going to be scoring points.
I'm going to switch it up. If I'm a college coach, he's a defensive player.
Both, yeah.
I mean,
he can pop.
At quarterback. I mean, he can run the ball. He can play on offense. But if I had a defense and I could keep him one side of the ball and let him fly to the football like that and hit the way he hits, I could see that.
A lot of colleges love that nickel back position, a tough guy that could stop the run, cover. Yeah.
Now here's your chance to check out the snap, right? They've had an issue. Spencer bailed him out last time. Low snap. Spencer keeps it. Better punt, line drive. Taken at the 25-yard line. Jenkins cuts it back inside the 35 where he's brought down, and the Lancers can't do anything on offense, but they get a decent punt, and the Whippets will have it at their own 35 with their first possession of the second half.
Oh, Tupac, we forgot about him, brother.
I owe a big apology.
Yes.
To Tupac. I owe a big apology to Tupac. Yeah, 100%. A big apology. He's still not number one. Will Smith's
he had
number
some good
one.
movies, but yeah.
And I think he played himself a lot.
Yeah.
So.
Except with the one with Janet Jackson, where he was very soft.
Jason's lyric.
Yeah. It's a good one.
Was that handoff? Poetic Justice. Thank you,
That's
Garcia
right.
Rodriguez. Not Jason's lyric. That was the other guy who I.
Yeah.
But Poetic Justice, right? Because her name was Justice.
That's right.
In the thing, and Tupac. I'm going to say this. My top 5 is now set. I'm bumping Ice-T. Bumping Ice-T. I'm putting
Queen Latifah in that mix still?
I'm putting Cube at 3.
There you go.
I'm putting Tupac at 4. I'm putting Queen Latifah at 2. And I'm Most Def at 5.
U-N-I-T-Y.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank
proud of
you,
you,
YouTuber. I appreciate that.
That's
You're
it.
100% right. We forgot Tupac. Little screen. Out it goes. Torres to Maury. Maury gets 3, and then he's hit down hard.
Oh, good job right there. That's fundamental defensive back tackling right there by number 20.
Bumgardner got there. And that was
Bumgardner.
And we saw Torres Maury, elusive, that freshman. He's going to be that hybrid guy between what Jenkins brings and what Rodriguez brings.
That's awesome.
2nd and 7.5. Handoff. Not much there. Garcia Rodriguez gets perhaps 3, and Windham will have a 3rd and 4 as they cross into Waterford territory.
What I'm noticing now in the defense that the defensive coaches have done here for Waterford is they're letting the defensive linemen give a little bounce on the inside and then protect the inside with the trap. So they're not worried about going downfield. They're just designed to cause some havoc on that trap, and they're doing a pretty good job at it.
3rd and 4. Into the wind. Whippets. Motion across. There's that trap to Torres Maury on the little counter, and he'll have 3. but not enough for the first down. I believe they're going to mark him about a yard shy. They're going to put the ball right on the 45-yard line.
Good call. Yeah. Big play right here for the Whippets.
There is only one guy who's touching the ball for me right now.
They tried the inside trap. They tried to do the long trap there, but again, those guys in defense, they're being coached well. I think this season, to me, the Waterford coaching staff has done a tremendous job to dedicate themselves to learn the game and follow through with their kids.
4th and a yard and a half. Alvarado is going to keep it on the quarterback sneak, and I think he has enough, and the spot looks like he does as well.
We'll see how we go. I think we're going to move those chains, my brother.
We've seen the chains moved on longer than that, so I think that's that one you got to move the chains. Yeah, spot as well there.
50-plus breakaways. Now we're doing yardages as the most qualitative thing in this game right now.
I love the new policy that they have of spot it,
move it,
spot it and move it. Either spot it a full yard short or give them the first. But I'm tired. I mean,
and no credit cards, I heard.
Oh no, I don't want chain. I don't ever need to see the chains ever again.
Never.
Lone setback this time is Garcia Rodriguez. Alvarado keeps it himself, goes behind the block of Garcia Rodriguez, and he got about 7 before he was brought to the ground either by his face mask or by his horse collar. Either way, it's going to be a penalty against Waterford.
I like that overload. What they did was they ran a tight end to the left and the trips to the left to overload it, and they traditionally do that just to get that off balance. The defense might not call it, then they're going to be off balance, and then they have the quarterback running it, which is the mismatch. You know, they do that a lot periodically. Either they do it with their wing T formation where they get the receiver towards the side of the tight end, or they do it away just to see what's going on with that mismatch number system.
So it was a personal foul, face mask. Ball gets moved all the way to the 20-yard line where Windham will have it 1st and 10. And the wind picking up even more.
Woo. Mother Nature is rocking.
Handoff. Heading to the outside and cutting it back inside is Roberts. And a nice hit made on the edge by the Lancers' Bonowitz.
The old saying, Lancers are laying the wood. They're really putting the power into the game, and they're really setting the tone to be physical. I love this kind of energy from them. You know, if they keep on doing this, a ball could be popped up. Things could change that way.
I didn't want to jinx it, but we have not seen a turnover yet. We have not seen a ball on the turf, despite what is, a lot of physicality and chilly conditions. First down, give to Garcia Rodriguez on 2nd down, and nothing there. He stopped in the middle, and coming off the pack for the Lancers was Van Overloop. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 6. Windham is in 4-down territory. So this is a chance to have 2 plays to get 6 yards. And in my opinion, at this stage of the game, these have to be your 2 best plays, right? These are your 2 most confident plays. What do we run the best?
Here we go.
Same play that we saw before. Alvarado keeps it, uses the block of Garcia Rodriguez, gets the 1st down. Ball will be marked just inside the 10. It looks like it'll be 1st and goal.
In that situation, what they're doing is they take that tight end and they're sliding that fullback with, he's pretty much an extra blocker. So there's no edge player that they can contain. And the safety coming downfield, by the time he gets there, it's 3+ yards. You got to find a way to stop it or shift that defense and slide it over a gap.
1st and goal. Whippets, ball just inside the 10-yard line. Handoff, Garcia Rodriguez, nothing there. Center of the Waterford line doing a fabulous job, and coming out of the pack is Watson. And Watson, leading tackler for Waterford, gets another one there. It's going to be 2nd and goal. Now Waterford had it 1st and goal and was unable to punch one in earlier. Windham moving the football here. No one has been able to punch it in. Now Windham doesn't have a kicker. They don't have because the snap's a problem. So field goal is really not an option here. So this is what 3 plays do I have? And
with the wind, it's not going to help out if you throw a ball.
Because it really hurts Alvarado's chance to throw a football.
Exactly.
Torres Mori comes back in. Twin sets. Alvarado keeps it, and he is hit for a loss in the backfield.
There was a lot of confusion with the receivers out there. Some of them just stayed there and watched. I don't know if they were expecting the play to be a run play or a keeper, but yeah, that breakdown caused the Lancers to really dig in.
Borez from his linebacker spot. That's a big loss. That takes them out of really running position too. That ball is all the way back on the 18-yard line. So now you've got 3rd and goal from the 18. So you got 2 plays to get 18 yards into the wind with no real passing game. This is very interesting. What will Windham do here?
To me, as a Waterford defensive coach, pressure, pressure, pressure. Disrupt it.
You ever seen a team punt from the 20?
It could possibly happen. Depends.
And we get a delay of game against Windham. We may see it. That's going to back them up even farther. Now it'll be at the 23. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 23. So a disastrous set of plays here back-to-back for Windham as they are going in the wrong direction.
This is a tough mental play for these guys. They got to focus and gear in.
You might see a 4th and goal punt.
Yeah.
Torres Mori comes across. Alvarez looking to throw, pressured, and he is hit for another loss. Ball's on the turf, and it's recovered by the Lancers. Recovering for the Lancers, number 52, Avery Bonowitz, and it is the first turnover of the ball game. Lancers will have it at their own 30-yard line.
Awesome job by the edge player right there. He knew that they were coming to Waggle towards their way. And traditionally, we know when Waggle comes to you, destroy the edge, keep that quarterback there, and let your boys backside take care of business. And when that happened, he didn't see the pressure coming. With the ball being out the way it was, there's the fumble. Great opportunity for the Lancers right now to take over.
We said that we hadn't seen a turnover yet.
Yep,
Ball popped loose. That was a big hit. Waterford has been hitting all night long. First down. Higgins. Terrible snap under his feet. He dives on that one back at the 15, and they got to figure something out. The snap's becoming a problem here for the Lancers.
Yeah. I was just talking to one of the families during halftime. The importance of snapping as the season progresses is based on the elements. I remember when we was to prepare buckets of water with the footballs in it. I also knew that when we started playing turf, the way the turf is set up, it definitely changes when it gets colder. It starts to become more slick. The footballs become more cold and becomes more slick. These are things that you got to practice from center quarterback exchange all the way across the board.
2nd and 25, a bad result for Waterford coming off the turnover. Higgins going to keep it himself, has the edge, looking for a block. Give credit to Roberts on the outside for Windham to keep that and turn Higgins back inside.
That's a great defensive play. He knew that if he got to the outside edge, that speed was going to take off. So great job to contain him and bring him back inside.
I thought when Higgins went out to the outside,
it looked like it was going to go, right?
I thought there was going to be a huge
I was
chunk.
to grab you.
But Roberts did it really fast. That was a great job by that young man.
Yes, sir.
3rd down, good snap. Higgins going to throw, pressured, sees his man, floats it downfield for Spencer, has him in stride! Parker! Spencer! Touchdown, Lancers! What a play by Higgins! He put it on the money to Spencer, and Parker Spencer puts the Lancers on top, 14-6.
Casey, I saw that off the break, the traditional wheel route. As the receiver running the slant inside, the outside defensive back got bumped into that mix. He was wide open. Higgins keeping that extra time to make it happen. That was an awesome play. Traditional wheel route right off the rip.
In stride to Spencer, just over the outreached fingers of the defender. And with 1:44 remaining in the 3rd, this is a huge conversion because it'll make it a 2-score game.
That does change the momentum right now, really live. Unbelievable. Man, that was a good route.
Jamison Barlow in for the extra point. And that one is no good as the freshman Barlow does not convert, and that makes it a 1-touchdown game. Let's take a look at this wheel route and watch Higgins put it on the money.
He slides out there, the defensive player's behind him, and he can't catch him. The safety was too late helping the inside receiver, and that's how you break a cover two. You force it outside and make that safety stay home.
Now Alvarado, who is the quarterback, Alvarado went to the spot where he thought the ball was going, where he thought the receiver was, not to the spot where the ball was going. So you saw him; he could have
pressed it up,
and he could have gone up and got the ball, or he could have kept Spencer, in front of him. He could have gotten on his hip, but he went to where he thought that guy was going to be, and Spencer went right by him.
No, it's a great play, great call.
So we're 14-6, but the missed extra point, big, as both teams have missed a conversion. It keeps Windham in it. Short kick taken at the 40-yard line and up past the 45-yard line. Windham will have good field position.
Brother, for a low-scoring game, the energy and the action that's going on with the hits and the plays, this has been a great, energetic game. I mean, both sides of the ball have been doing fantastic.
So, we were originally scheduled to do New London Fitch.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we were.
They moved that game to tomorrow.
Yep.
So, it gave us an opportunity to pivot to this game, which outstanding. Now, next week we were going to be doing Waterford and NFA, which still is an outstanding game.
Yep.
We will be at Stonington.
Oh, okay.
And we will be doing Stonington and Fitch. Stonington currently on top of Griswold 22-0, and Stonington still in the playoff mix as well. They have started to play much better. So they could roll into that game 6-2 with a chance, and then they'll need to beat Fitch. So, and I'll tell you a cute story. We had a penalty against Windham there on a false start, bring up 1st and 15. I was at the Bacon Academy Stonington game last week. Excellent game, 15-14 at halftime, very competitive all the way through. First down, handoff, Roberts. Cuts it to the outside, shows some speed, gets a block, crosses the 40, and a flag comes in late. And we're going to get a block. We're going to get a hold on the edge. But I think it's a spot foul. We'll see where it comes back. So Roberts with a big gain. So there's these three Fitch Falcon football players standing on the fence. And they come over to me and they go, game day, we're so excited. You guys are coming to us next week. We're so excited. We're so excited. And I'm like, have you been told your game's moved to Saturday? And they went, oh, you guys can't do the game on Saturday, can you? They were so bummed. So I'm so happy that we're going to be able to do their game against Stonington, because they were so excited to beat, it was like they had it circled. It's our game day game. So
I got to say, Casey, a lot of kids, when I'm in the community doing my job and all that, and they mention, game day, it's great that they love to be part of this process too. So it makes this game great.
After all that's said and done, the penalty puts it right back to where it was. It's 1st and 15. Torres Mori got a blocker, gets a block from Fowler, gets back the penalty yardage. It'll be 2nd and 10 to the 45-yard line.
I tell you, the grit for the Whippets is unbelievable. They're a very tough conditioned team. We would think about second half, cramps or anything like that. These guys are playing like it's the first quarter. That's the dedication that Coach Probst puts and his staff put on these kids.
Second and 9. Alvarado. Motion is Torres Mori. Handoff. Roberts again. Nice cut to the inside by Roberts. He's tripped up by Higgins, but it'll bring up a 3rd and 4 as the clock is ticking under 25 seconds remaining in the 3rd period. You wonder what the playoff ramifications of this are. Now, Windham, as the number 2 team, probably stays in the mix with a loss to Waterford. But they would, and Windham finishes with Montville and Plainfield, 2 teams that they should beat. And 8-2 should keep them in. No gain on 3rd down. So we're going to end the 3rd period, and it's going to be a big 4th down play to start the 4th period. But we're at the end of 3. We'll be right back with 4th quarter action. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
At The Day, our journalists are in your community, talking with business owners, attending town meetings, analyzing data, talking to government leaders, reporting on the issues that matter most to you. Since 1881, we have been serving our community and will continue to do so 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Never miss a day of news. Enjoy convenient home delivery right to your doorstep, 7 days a week. Subscribe at theday.com/subscribe.
Game Day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. Gear up for game day with a winning smile from Waterford Dental Health. Located in Waterford, we're your go-to for top-notch dental care in a relaxed, friendly setting. Whether you need a routine checkup, a cosmetic boost, or advanced treatment,
Our experienced team has you covered. Enjoy the game with confidence and comfort. Schedule your appointment today. Waterford Dental Health, where your smile is our top priority. Visit us online or call now to book.
That's right. Yeah. That's awesome.
Going to start the fourth quarter with a fourth down play. 4th and 2 Windham. Ball at the Waterford 47-yard line. Alvarado, hands off. And a big run by Roberts for the first down, all the way inside the 30. Woo-hoo. Roberts has been huge for Windham, giving them that option, and that's a big conversion for the Whippets.
That's an HWI. He wanted it. As soon as he got that counter kick out, filling up in that gap, he drove his feet, thinking all I need is 1 yard. Guess what? I'm going to get 2. Maybe you got to get 4, and I'm going to get 5 more. That's that toughness that Windham's has.
1st and 10, ball right on the 30 of Waterford.
I think they're down 1 player. Yep.
Yeah, only have 10, so they're going to call a timeout. So Windham's going to call a timeout with a 14-6 Waterford lead here as we're starting the fourth quarter.
Wow.
We hadn't seen timeouts in the first half. We hadn't seen turnovers. We've had a turnover and a timeout here now as things have gotten into crunch time. So back to the Windham should be able to sustain a loss tonight and win out. An 8-2 should still get them in.
Yeah, definitely.
Waterford, if they hold on and win tonight, should be able to sustain a loss to NFA.
Yep.
They'll definitely make the playoffs, but a home game becomes problematic for them if they lose a game to NFA.
Right.
It could drop them as low as 5.
Yeah.
You got Killingly sitting there at number 1,
Yeah.
and their next week is very interesting.
Big game for them.
New London at Killingly, very interesting game next week. 1st and 10 Whippets. Little counter to Torres Mori, big gain off of the right side of the offensive line. They're going to be maybe 7 yards, 6.5 on first down.
These chunks of yardages that Windham are getting helps them keep their condition and their energy up to par, but again, the dynamics of this game is so important on how they can position themselves in the playoffs. And it's great to be talking about this during this time of year that we have multiple teams that have this opportunity in the ECC football league.
2nd and 4. Handoff. Garcia Rodriguez. He's tripped right at the first down marker. I believe he has enough, and they are going to move the chains.
Chains are moving.
The number 4 and 5 seed in Class SS, Granby and Sheehan, both winning tonight as well.
Good.
So, with right now 1, 4, and 5 are all heading in positive direction, and 2 and 3 are playing each other.
Yeah.
Whoever loses this game is going to drop out of a home game, probably for sure.
Definitely, yeah.
First down. Handoff. Torres Mori.
Great play.
He is wrapped up.
Big 5-5.
Maybe a yard. Borres got him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
Borres been phenomenal. His footwork, that linebacker prototype body of his, he knew how to play the line by reestablishing it and then using his hands to get off those blocks to finish off a tackle. Great execution by that young man.
Killingly 35-0 over NFA.
Wow, yeah.
That Killingly team sitting there as the powerhouse of the ECC, and rightly so. They will stay undefeated, and they will stay number 1 in Class SS. Handoff. Off left tackle, cutting it back. Garcia Rodriguez, and not a lot there. Well, maybe 3. So 3rd and 7. Again, 4-down territory for Windham.
I tell you, that moon right now is trying to pierce through this dark sky here. It's like he's peeking.
It's a werewolf sky. It's not the full moon.
I drank my juice, so I'm good.
Peaking.
Yeah.
Did you took the tonic?
Yeah, I didn't. I took the tonic. I'm not going to howl. I'm holding it down. I had 2 slices of pizza. I'm good.
2 slices of pizza sounds really good right now.
Delicious right now. Oh my God.
Especially when they brought the pizza into the stands.
And they brought the box and they didn't even offer.
Teasing it.
Oh my God. Dominoes.
3rd down. Alvarado rolling right. Looks to throw. Pressured. Has some room. Cuts inside. 1st down. Still on his feet.
Whoa.
There's the legs of Francisco Alvarado. We talked about it. This is what he did against Stonington in that last improbable drive. And he's got Windham inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal.
This is where his fresh legs can cause a little bit of problem on that defense when they're getting ready to tackle all these big guys here.
He's a heart attack waiting to happen, though. He holds the ball loose.
You see me? I was holding my hand. I'm holding your shoulder here.
Looks like we were watching a scary movie.
Yeah.
First and goal from the 8. Handoff. Big hole off the right side for Garcia Rodriguez. Closes quickly. I think he'll get 4. It'll be second and goal, probably down to the 4.
I think we're going to have a shortage of ice bags after the end of this game. The way these guys have been playing, black and blues that are going to be so worthy to talk about if you have a victory.
I called it the Windham phenomenon 2 years ago. The teams that played, whoever that they played the week after Windham, teams lost almost all the time the week after Windham because they were so beat up.
Oh, yeah.
Second and goal from the 4. Handoff again. Garcia Rodriguez, he's down to the 1-yard line. It'll be third and goal. This is interesting. So normally I'd say, hey, Windham, Waterford's got to go play NFA next week, and they're going to be beat up. But NFA had to play Killingly this week. Yeah. They're going to be beat up. Yeah. But NFA has got the numbers, the size. I think next week's NFA Waterford game is going to be
really exciting.
A really gut-check time. Waterford, if they hold on tonight, is going to be beat up no matter what.
Yep.
Third and goal. Handoff into the end zone. Touchdown, Whippets, Garcia Rodriguez. And they're a 2-point conversion away from tying this at 14.
Unbelievable. That brotherhood attitude can continue to pound and not give in. And I don't even see them tired. None of them are holding their waist. That's the tough conditioning that they receive and that attitude.
To be clear, Waterford scores on a broken play.
Yep.
Wyndham comes back the next play and scores.
Exactly.
Then no one wants to do anything.
Yep.
Waterford scores, and Wyndham goes right down the field and scores. It's like
checkers.
It's like, oh, you don't want to score?
King me.
I don't want to score either. Oh, you want to score? I'll score too. Huge 2-point conversion play here. This might be the Alvarado run behind the running back. There it is. There's the block. Alvarado gets pinned to the outside. A big play by Higgins. Higgins was the first one there, and then Watson cleaned it up.
Yep.
And that is the difference in the ball game, 14-12, as Waterford is holding on here with 7:55 remaining in the game.
Pursuit's the key when you know that play. They kind of understood, hey, this is the formation. We're going to go and make sure we check on it. And when they see the action, I love the leverage that Waterford did.
What it is like it's a game of chicken.
Yep.
In who's going to blink in regards to this. If Windham, they ran it 3 times.
Yep.
If on the 4th time they had sent one of those blockers into the end zone for a pass, he would have been by himself. But does that mean you're giving in to the will of Waterford to run a play that's not comfortable for you? So, like, it's who's going to blink first?
I call it adaptability. And this season, you're going to learn your offense has to adapt. You're right. If he runs a slide route, the old traditional Butycore, look and slide, right? Unstoppable play when you have a quarterback that's elusive. Now it gives him that option, so keep that under your hip pocket, brother. You big balls.
Except when Kenny P is wide open under the goalpost and Jamal doesn't see him.
Yeah, I know, right? We love you, Kenny P, all day, every day, brother.
Alvarado will kick it off. It's going to be a big offensive series for Waterford and a big defensive series for Windham. Ball picked up at the 30-yard line by Bumgardner. Bumgardner with a big return over the 43-yard line. Big play by Cole Bumgardner has Waterford in good field position up at the 45-yard line.
I love that Waterford team has the reply, like they've been working on for so many years. Hey, we got hit, we're going to reply. Now we got our quarterback going in, and we got him in a good position to see if we could pump some points real quick. This really changes the momentum right back to Waterford. What a game.
Now into the wind, Higgins can certainly sling it, but it does change the dynamic of the passes a little bit. Empty backfield, straight snap to Higgins, cuts inside and crosses midfield into Windham territory. And he'll have 5 on first down, and this is fourth quarter is Jax Higgins time.
Yeah, definitely. For what Windham uses 3 backs to do, Higgins does it for himself. He does have good running back, but when he gets it, he wants to tear the crowd.
Empty backfield again. Like I said, it's Higgins time. Off a left tackle, and Malachi Fowler, 2 takedown red.
The 2 soldiers meeting head-to-head like 2 rams in a mountain. Boy, that was a hit.
It was a Titan versus a Titan.
That's right. Yeah. That was unbelievable. Titan versus a Titan.
I'll share a backstory to that.
Go for it.
I'll share a backstory. 3rd and short. Higgins Keeps it himself again. First down into the secondary and crosses the 30 to the 28-yard line. First down, Lancers. Back when my son,
what was that all about?
When my son was 10, he and another kid were the two biggest kids in Little League in the minors, and they met in the championship game. And all the kids were talking about how they were going to get a hit off of Mark, whose nickname was Bubba or AJ. And my wife just went, "It's Titan versus Titan." Higgins, deep ball. That is going to be intercepted. Intercepted at the 10-yard line by Alvarado. Higgins looking for Spencer, and Alvarado stepped in front of it. We saw him a step late last time. That time he's got Windham in business.
That's the way to play underneath when that ball is thrown. But again, this weather, this wind, if you guys could, I tell you honest, if we had a boat in the middle of the field and just the sails, no water, it would move because the wind is coming so hard across the field right now, and even a great quarterback had a hard time throwing the ball like that.
Well, I told you, he can propel the ball down the field, but your receivers also, a 10 yards becomes 8 yards.
Right.
First down, we're going to get a whistle and a
encroachment on defense. Seems like someone's on the neutral zone.
Yeah, it'll be 5 yards for Windham. So we talked about, in golf, we talk about like it's a one-club wind. Like you have to take an extra club or a lesser club. Here, I think it's like a 5-yard wind. If you're trying to run a 40-yard route, you got to throw the ball 45 yards because that wind's going to take. That's all it is. It's thrown it into a little bit of a wall. I mean, the American flag right now is almost
wrapped around twice,
right?
right?
It's like straight out. It's so hot, the wind's blowing. Handoff on second down on first down and 5. We'll gain about 5, and they'll move the chain. So first down as Windham now. I think Windham would like to possess this ball for the rest of the game.
I think the way they run that style, they could take the clock, chew it all the way down and score, and it'll be difficult. But again, the explosiveness of Waterford can happen at any time.
This is what the Windham team is. Close games. They find ways to win. Last week, Fitch found a way to win.
Yes, they did.
And that is what Windham is trying to overcome here. Handoff, Roberts. Not much there. Tripped up in the backfield after a very short gain. Dijak was the first to trip him up. We'll give him a yard.
This is the time where, the challenge is here for this defense. Can they be a defense that has a championship mentality? Can they stop a really good offense? And if they can, then that puts a chip on their shoulder. Right now, this is the testament. This is the drive that has to happen.
And will Windham take a shot with the wind? Handoff. Nice hole. Heading to the outside is Torres Mori. He'll have a first down, and the chains will move. Windham crosses the 35-yard line, and they'll mark it out. Let's see where they mark it. Looks like the 37-yard line.
The thing about the wing tee and that buck sweep, Coach Crudden, Coach Mignolt loved it, is that, it's called a sweep play. But as soon as you block it, it could be off tackle, it could be a trap, something that could execute and gives that running back the options that they need to have to make a play.
First and 10, Whippets. Fullback dive, big hole. Garcia Rodriguez into Waterford territory to the 45-yard line. 44 is rumbling.
There's the synergy, that brotherhood that comes around with the Windham football program. Give me the ball, I'll do it. Give me the ball, I'll do it. Those are the kind of swaggers that's going to make it happen.
Windham going no huddle, right back to Garcia Rodriguez. And right now it's a test of wills, and Garcia's, his will just got him 4 yards.
Wow. Casey, this is a great synergistic game that I didn't expect to have. Again, we were thinking of things that had never happened. This story is unique, and it's a passion that I think I'm going to keep for a while. This is great football right here.
2nd and 6. Handoff to Roberts. Roberts gets a block, cuts it inside, now bounces it outside. He's close to a first down. He'll be short by a yard. Spencer got him to the ground. It's going to be 3rd and very short.
The buck sweep to the weak side, it's unbelievable. These guys are running that traditional wing team full speed, and of course, who would ever thought no huddle?
Give Roberts credit because he's taken the role that Jenkins had. Jenkins has not gotten carries, so it's been Roberts. 3rd and short. Alvarado hands the big 44. First down to the 30-yard line goes Garcia Rodriguez.
Wind the clock. Looked like the clock stopped for a second here. We got to see what's going on.
Stops to move the chains.
Moves the chains right now. Yep, and we're back at it.
First down, Windham. They're at the 30. They're going up tempo. Handoff. Torrey outside. Torres Maury. Nice tackle on the edge by Bumgardner. Turned what could have been a big gain into a 3-yard gain. Under 4 minutes. The field is shrinking. Time is shrinking as well.
Bumgardner, very athletic young man. I love the way he was keying on the hip of the runner, not the top part, because that can be elusive and make a tackle like that.
The technique.
Yeah, it was great technique. That thigh board, we call it key the thigh board, run through the thigh board.
2nd and 8. Handoff to 44. Garcia Rodriguez. He'll have a first down, it looks like, right short of it. Are they going to move the chains? Or are they going to call it? They're going to call it just short. So 3rd and a yard, not even.
Great pull kick out by McKenzie, number 71. Unbelievable block. These guys are really working in that front line.
3rd and a foot. Look for Alvarado on the quarterback keeper. Instead, he hands it off to the big guy again. Garcia Rodriguez has a first down. The Waterford defense is bending, but so far they have not broken. It's going to be 1st and 10, and Windham is in the red zone. Ball is at the 17-yard line. Handoff. Roberts cuts it inside. Touchdown, Whippets!
What
Kevin
a play!
Roberts puts Windham on top for the first time in the ball game with 2:51 remaining. It's 18-14 Whippets.
That was a high-octane, full-condition drive. Those kids from the front line, the backs, the quarterback, the leadership, you've seen the tonnage. Now we got to see what can Waterford do to reply.
2:51 is plenty of time, and Jax Higgins is plenty of quarterback. We know it's going to be firmly in his hands. Unlike Windham, they're an offense that can move the ball quickly. A big conversion opportunity here, though, for Windham. It would have forced Waterford, if they scored, to at least get a conversion. Roberts gets it again, cuts inside, and for the 3rd time, Windham has been denied the conversion. So 3 touchdowns for Windham and no conversions. 18-14 with 2:51 remaining. Let's take a look at Roberts.
Yes, sir.
And how this cut.
It's a buck sweep. He cuts outside. He sees that block right downfield, wide open. Casey, what a drive.
2:51 remaining. Windham leads for the first time in the ballgame.
I'll tell you, to the parents of those offensive linemen there, they deserve a big bowl of rice and beans the way they were blocking that series. I admired the power and how they kept the tempo and the energy, and that's a great offensive series for Windham. But again, you can't take anything away. 2:51 on the clock, plenty of time for the Lancers.
I don't know if Waterford has trailed
That's a good question.
this year this late in the game. I don't know if they've trailed in the fourth
In
quarter.
the fourth quarter, no.
If they have, it would have to have been last week.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they could not have trailed. So this is going to be.
This is a good challenge for them.
This is going to be time, right? This is time. It starts with a return.
Exactly. Good field position, good setup.
Alvarado will kick it off from his own 40. Ground ball kick, but it takes a couple of good bounces. Pops up to Bumgardner. Bumgardner stutter steps, and Cole Bumgardner gives Waterford exactly the kind of return they need all the way up to the 40-yard line. And
what a fight, Case!
That's the energy that Waterford needs. Right now, Bumgardner, that energy, the physicality, sets Waterford up at their own 40-yard line with 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in this ballgame.
Wow, this action has been unbelievable. I think one of the best games we've seen so far. The passion of both teams and their styles are brought to the table. And you know what? Not one bit. The student body's rocking, the fans are rocking here, band is kicking it. This is what Friday football's all about, brother.
Hernandez in the backfield with Higgins. Higgins keeps it himself. Breaks a tackle. Breaks another tackle. First down into Windham territory.
That's a Balboa attitude right there. Keep going forward.
It's the will of these young men that are astonishing, and Jax Higgins personifies will. Motion across. Higgins will keep it himself this time.
The big man.
The double duo of Malachi Fowler and Asael Garcia Rodriguez, 2 all-conference linebackers, and they flew to the ball, and Higgins is down on the turf right now. They're going to attend to him.
I'll tell you, that collision was powerful, and I know that Fowler finished through. It was a clean hit, but again, it takes its toll with this kind of weather, the cold, the impact, just the angles of these tackles that are coming full speed. This is what we don't want to happen, but I know that he'll be okay.
While they attend to Jax Higgins, we are going to take a timeout. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Last year, Waterford senior number 4 on the grade 8, the Olympico kick. I'm here with Cam Dickinson. I don't think she can pull it off. It looks way too hard. I think it was a fluke. Get it done.
I got it.
That was just too easy, and that is a grade 8 play. Send in your best plays and see if you can beat that and make this year's grade 8 Olympico style.
Relive a century of history from the perspective of southeastern Connecticut with the new hardcover book, Front Page News, a century of big stories in the day, 1881 to 1981. This 136-page limited edition book captures the pulse of a region and a nation, showcasing the day's most iconic front pages from its first 100 years. Order today at theday.frontpagesbook.com.
At the end of today's game, you'll have the Philomenas Player of the Game. Game Day is brought to you by Philomenas. It's always game day at Philomenas, southeastern Connecticut's go-to destination for events, fine food, and great atmosphere. Offering an all-new brunch menu, wing and drink specials, and live music, Philomenas provides the premier atmosphere for viewing all of your college and pro football. Stop in and see Mike or Sarah sit at the brand new bar, or reserve your party in one of 3 private dining areas. Everyone's family at Philomenas. And you're also going to want to follow Game Day CT after the game for the Scient Top Play. Pave the way for your students' financial success with a MySci account from Scient Federal Credit Union. Open a high-yield MySci savings account today and help support a positive financial future for your student. Visit scientfcu.org to learn more.
That makes me feel good. All right, Papito. Oh,
we're back, and you see,
wow,
Jax Higgins is going to be helped off the field here for Waterford, but the young man is up and heading out, not putting any pressure on his left leg.
Yeah.
And he'll be attended to.
Tough collision, but I tell you right now, the passion of that young man, since day one we were talking about it, brother. He's the kind of kid that represents ECC football, that passion that he has.
So the Lancers, the moment is Higgins is going to be okay. He's off the field. But this changes the dynamic incredibly for Waterford. They're at midfield. They've got 212. But I've never heard a place go as quiet as it did. We're thrilled that Jax Higgins is up and off the field. But now Waterford at 7-0 is trying to win a ball game. Parker Spencer will go in at quarterback.
They don't get weaker. They just add it in. Let's see what happens, brother.
It's 2nd and 12. Spencer fakes the handoff and gives it instead to Hernandez, and Hernandez is wrapped up. Malachi Fowler, first one there, and it's going to be 3rd and 14 with under 2 minutes remaining. Waterford is going to probably need to dial up some of its best stuff here as the clock runs.
I'll tell you, Fowler's been phenomenal in the 4th quarter right now.
Spencer gonna throw, deep ball, looking for Lombardi, and it's overthrown at the 25, and it's gonna be 4th and 14, and for all intents and purposes, Waterford does have its timeouts, but for all intents and purposes, this could be the last best shot for Waterford, because if they turn it over on downs, you know Windham's gonna run it 3 times.
That's right.
And Waterford's going to have a tough time getting it back.
I'll tell you, Spencer, for coming in to throw a ball like that, that was a great throw, just a little bit off. I mean, if they do that, we'll play again, Casey. I don't know. It's been a nerve-wracking game, brother.
He's going to throw it to himself?
Could he? I don't know. First base Buck Bunny, second base Buck Bunny. You never know.
4th and 13, and
timeout.
A timeout called by Waterford. Now, this is why this timeout is important.
Yeah, big time.
Now they only have 2. If they don't get this, they will not be able to get the ball back with exception maybe 15, 20 seconds left in the game.
The math always says it, man. You know, there's something, like I always say, there's physics applied into sports, and time is a problem when it comes to situations like this. Man, but intense game, and I got to say, we were seeing a new team develop a brotherhood that has come out here and played outstanding. We see the tradition of the Windham team and their brotherhood holding it down, and both teams are not giving up. I mean, it's sad to say one team is not going to be able to win tonight, but the passion and the lessons that they've learned today's games is why I think that the Double S will be a great opportunity for people to put their eyes on in playoff time.
4th and 14. They are attending to Jax Higgins' knee, and we wish him nothing but the best. One of the great young men ever to appear on game day. But right now, the Lancers have 4th and 14. Spencer is in the quarterback. Spencer's going to throw. Spencer, they're setting up a screen. They have the screen. And well defended by Windham. Fowler with the tackle. And Malachi Fowler might have kept
young man.
Windham in the 2 seed in the Class Double S. They have the ball back with 1:20 remaining in this thing, and Lancers only have 2 timeouts.
A great call in a sense that the pressure was going to come, but Fowler sensed it. It was a beautiful thing. That's what I love about linebacker play. If you see something that's awkward, he started to settle his feet down, and then he realized, I got to get one block, 2 block to make a play. Oh, that's an unbelievable player.
1st and 10, Windham.
Got to be careful with ball security. Remember the Giants back in the day, Philadelphia. Who was the guy that ran it back? Ooh, think about it.
Alvarado, quarterback keeper, holds it with 2 hands, gets 5. Ooh. Waterford will quickly, I'm assuming, call it 2nd timeout, and they do. 1:12 remaining. A great first down play on the quarterback keeper for Windham.
Yeah. I think it was Tony Dungy, if I'm not mistaken, right? They got that fumble back there. Broke my heart. A little kid learning about the Giants.
Tony Dungy.
Tony Dungy, yeah.
Of course, with only 1:12 left, I should let you know that at the end of the game, you're going to want to look on Game Day CT on all of our social medias for the Scient play of the game. Of course, the play of the game is brought to you by Scient, and Scient. You can check that out after the game. Killingly up 41-7 at half over NFA.
They're trucking.
Also, the interview with the head coach and the Philomena's player of the game day will get presented their t-shirt, courtesy of Sporties in Waterford, and the Philomena's player of the game day will be awarded the coach, player of the game day, and the Scient play of the game, all available after this one. Game Day CT on all our social medias. 2nd and 4. Toss. Dangerous play. Garcia Rodriguez gets 2. And I think Waterford will call its final timeout. So with 1:05 remaining, Waterford calls its final timeout. And assuming they can hold them, Windham will let it go all the way to the end. They'll take the delay of game penalty, and they'll punt it with maybe 15 seconds left.
That's scary, brother. You know, again, punting has been a key factor.
Well, what they also might do with that much time is they might direct snap to the quarterback, let him run, and then throw the ball as far as he can, take up, and then
5 or 6 seconds.
and let Waterford have it with 5-10 seconds.
Good point, yeah.
You know, they're into the wind. You're not going to be able to throw a Hail Mary 60 yards. So, at least that's what I'd be doing.
We talked about toughness in the first quarter, brother, and we have got nothing but deliciousness of toughness.
The other possibility, if it was 4th and 1, is they might just go for it.
Yeah.
And try to end the game.
Could, yeah. If this close situation, yeah. When you got the horses, might as well use them.
3rd and 2, Alvarado hands it off to Roberts. Roberts on the sweep. Roberts has the first down. Roberts will slide and stay in bounds, and that will end your ball game as long as Windham can snap the ball and kneel on the ball. This thing will be over.
Unbelievable game that has been brought to us by young men. This town should be proud, first and foremost, of how this program has developed. They're not done yet. That's one thing. They learned their lesson. They'll move forward. And this might be something that they might get better at down the road. I feel sorry for the NFA coming with a team that Waterford right now is learning how to get better. It's going to be tough.
Victory formation for Windham. They actually stay in the T. But Windham, all they have to do, 30 seconds left, is kneel on it one time. Alvarado does. The clock will continue to run.
Wow.
and a stunned crowd here at Waterford.
It was tough.
Will walk away having seen a undefeated Lancer team go down 18-14 at the hands of an experienced and veteran Windham Whippets team.
I love this sportsmanship at the end, Casey. This is what's great about football. Those guys fought, and they could shake hands and show that character. That's what we need in the league. Awesome.
Well, at the end of this one, it's 18-14 Windham. What a game. It lived up to everything we thought and then some.
Amen.
Our best wishes and all of our thoughts go out to Jax Higgins.
Love you, Jax.
And to all of the players in tonight's game who left it out on the field. We couldn't thank you enough for what a great game you gave us tonight. Stay tuned. Well, come back to Game Day CT on all our social medias for the Scient Play of the Game, the Philomena's Player of the Game, and the interview with head coach of the Windham Whippets, Randall Prose. For the coach, Pasta Santabria, and the Game Day crew,
love you, brother.
You've been watching Game Day live on theday.com.